Topsy-turvy. Chapter 17, Wonders of the Sea. Grimmy fell head over heels toward a great blue spot on the world. With a swish and a splash, he went right down to the bottom of the sea. "Where am I? Blub, blub, blub. Why did this have to happen to me?" cried Grimmy. Then he remembered his magic word and cried, "Alakazip," to make himself very small. Plop, plop, plop. Hundreds of little mouths opened around him as hundreds of glassy eyes looked at him. Then a big, bright ocean goldfish said to Grimmy, "You are on the bottom of the sea. We have never seen anyone like you down here before." "I have never seen anyone like you either," replied Grimmy, as hundreds of fish of many colors flashed like rainbows through the water. "I did not know there were so many colors on the bottom of the sea." "Yes, the creatures of the deep sea are of many beautiful colors. Some of them are good and kind, but some are very bad. That fish behind you is a bad one. Hide as fast as you can," said the big goldfish as it turned to swim away. Grimmy turned and saw a big, ugly face with sharp teeth shining in its mouth. Quickly, he crawled into some seaweed to hide. He soon found that he was not alone in his hiding place. A strange little creature, holding to the seaweed with its tail, asked, "Are you hiding from the wolves of the sea, too?" "I am hiding from that ugly face that I saw looking at me. I did not know there were wolves in the sea." "Was that a wolf of the sea?" asked Grimmy. "The giant blue fish are the wolves of the sea," replied Grimmy's new friend. "See how all the little fish are racing away from them? Be very still and they may not find us here." Grimmy watched the little fish of all kinds swimming fast with a school of blue fish close behind them. Among the blue fish he saw the ugly face that had grinned at him and made him run and hide. "I hope those wolves of the sea never find me down here," he said to his little friend. "You must always watch for them and for the tigers of the sea too. We call the swordfish the tigers of the sea because they carry on their heads a long sword that is as sharp as a tiger's tooth. The stinging ray is a terrible fish too. You must watch for him. He has a long stinging tail that looks like a string. How it can hurt you. And of course there are the giant squid and the terrible octopus. But let's hope they never catch sight of you down here," said the little sea creature. "I am glad you told me about these terrible creatures of the sea. Now, please tell me who you are," said Grimmy. "Oh, I am a seahorse," replied the little creature, whose head looked very much like a tiny horse's head. "The sea must be full of wonders," said Grimmy. "You tell me that there are sea wolves and sea tigers, and now you say you are a seahorse." "That is so, little goblin. The sea is full of wonders, and I really am a seahorse. Climb upon my back, and I will show you some of the wonders of the deep sea," said the little seahorse. Grimmy rode the seahorse slowly through the dark waters. Soon he saw a flash of light. "Where did that light come from?" he asked. "It was flashed by the Firefly Fish. The Firefly Fish always carries his own light. There are other creatures who carry lights too. Always hide when you see a light coming toward you," replied the seahorse. "There is a purple balloon. What is a purple balloon doing down here in the sea?" asked Grimmy. "That is no balloon, Grimmy, but it does look like one," said the seahorse. "That is another of the wonders of the sea. He is called a man-of war. And look out for him. Those long strings hanging from his body are very bad stingers. He is pretty to see, but bad to touch." "What other wonders can I see?" asked Grimmy. "Here is the butterfly fish. He is pretty to see. And here come the flying fish, a whole school of them," said the seahorse. The flying fish rose to the top of the water and sailed along above it. "Oh, look at them," Grimmy cried. "They look like airplanes. I wonder if a gremlin of the sea ever rides with them." For some time the seahorse made his way through the water. Sometimes he stopped to rest on seaweed. Sometimes he had to hide from hungry fish. Grimmy was having so much fun he forgot how afraid he had been when he first met the seahorse. Riding a seahorse was as exciting as riding an airplane. Other wonders of the sea brought Grammy new surprises at every turn. He was surprised to find a sunfish, a moonfish, and a starfish. He laughed at the funny faces of the frogfish and the batfish. He wondered how the strange globefish was able to puff itself up like a globe, and how the big old sea turtle ever got out of the water to lay its eggs. It would take a very long time to see all the wonders of the sea, but I will take you down deeper where you can see some of the beautiful shells on the bottom of the ocean, said the seahorse. When they reached the bottom of the ocean, Grammy was surprised again. He could hardly believe the shells could be so beautiful. Some of them looked like big ears, and one looked like a lion's paw. Some were very large, and some were very small. Some were red, and some were yellow. Some were pink and green on the inside, and others were pale blue. Grammy saw one shell that was brown with white spots, and one that had a yellow band around it. And the seahorse told him that there were even shells that had pearls in them. While Grammy was enjoying the shells, a big ugly fish saw him and the seahorse moving through the water and started after them. The wise little seahorse, with Grammy on his back, raced away and hid behind a big shell that was almost 3 feet long. We must hide here for a while. It will give us time to rest. When all is quiet again, I will show you the gardens of the sea, said the seahorse. Gardens of the sea? Are there flowers in the gardens of the sea? Asked the surprised little gremlin. Yes, there are many kinds of sea plants in our gardens. There are sea animals, too, that look just like plants. There are seaweeds and sea flowers. There are sea fans and sea cups. There is even a sea bird's nest. You will see them all after we have had our rest, said the seahorse.